For every music genre, there's a king and there's also a queen, with some of the most legendary and familiar ones being Tupac Shakur, known as the king of rap, Michael Jackson as the king of pop, Yellow Man as the original king of dancehall, and Bob Marley as the king of reggae. But for their female counterparts, there's one individual who've stood out most, and that person is none other than the queen of reggae. But who exactly is she and why is she so exceptional? We'll get there in a minute, because this is one of the most fascinating, immemorial, and iconic story of all time from a female musician. While the title Queen of Pop was originally given to Whitney Houston, Queen of Rap to Missy Elliott, Queen of Dancehall currently goes to Spice. For the Queen of Reggae, it's much more different. What's so different about her? Well, the title kings and queens are often passed down in all genres from era to era. Some fans and critics would often disapprove with the selected individuals. But for the Queen of Reggae, there have never been a single person on earth to get that badge title associated with their name, but none other than one and only Marcia Griffiths. The longest, hardest, and most consistently working artist in the history of the Jamaican music industry is the Empress of Reggae music, the most honorable Marcia Griffiths. In a career spanning over 6 decades to date and still going strong, she hits high points internationally as a soloist and as a duo with Bob Andy as Bob and Marcia. She has also toured the world as a member of the I-Threes with Bob Marley and the Wailers. Subsequently, as a soloist, she hit the Billboard chart with Electric Boogie Song, and created a world-class dance, the Electric Slide. This superstar has been recording and performing ceaselessly. Marcia Lyneth Griffiths was born on November 23, 1949 to Joseph and Beatrice Griffiths. Her family hailed from a poor section of West Kingston, but as bad as things were, Marcia considered those days glorious, because there was always one thing in abundance, one thing that made them the wealthiest family in the world, one thing that no one could take from them, their love. She believes her life has been preordained. She mentioned that at one point in time when she was a younger girl, she used to pray that she could be of service to mankind. God could not have chosen a better position for me. I can stay in one place and send my voice to the 4 corners of the world and touch souls, she further elaborated.
And from the day I said to you that Bob Marley opened my eyes to know that the most important thing is to send positive message to the world, to teach, to educate, to uplift. If we're not doing that, then we're not a part of this, because God calls upon the singers and players of instrument only because we're the only ones. It's the only vehicle that can take the message to the people for unity, uplift.
Marcia, as a youngster, was a zealous member of her church choir. In fact, she was always taking part in some school concert or play. She loved to hang out and sing with friends, oftentimes sneaking out of the house after her parents had gone to bed.
Indoors, singing gospel songs, harmonizing. When school concerts, we take major part in it, performing, church choir and everything like that.
It was during one such daily excursion that the slim little 11-year-old beauty managed to get herself discovered. Philip James, lead singer of the Blues Busters vocal duo also known as Bosie, was visiting his girlfriend who lived next door to Marcia and heard this lovely voice floating through the air. He could not believe his ears, and subsequently took Marcia straight away to Byron Lee, and insisted that this songbird be included on the upcoming talent show to be held at the Carib Theatre in Kingston. Marcia stated that she remembers that Byron was upset with Bosie for coming to interrupt his well-planned program schedule and insisting that this nobody won't be allowed to go on his show.
Yeah. When he came back after going to Byron and begging and beseeching, Byron
so
said,
you had to beg?
Absolutely no. He said, my show is already planned and can't accommodate anybody else. And he said, Byron, you have to put on this little girl one song. And then he had asked me what song I wanted to do. Philip James. And I said, I love Carla Thomas, No Time to Lose. That song was so popular at the time. So after begging, I went to the rehearsal at Byron's house and rehearsed that one song, No Time to Lose. But guess what? The morning of the concert, I walked on the stage. I was so sure myself.
Yeah?
I never had any fear.
You weren't nervous?
No nervousness. And then Bossy said to me, make sure, Lynette, just go there and just give your best because I don't want to let him down. Yeah. And when I went out there, I don't know that he mustn't turn around and look on the band and all that. So I am standing there waiting for the guitar, which is a person who starts
the lead, yes,
the song, the No Time to Lose. Die, da, da, die. And then I come in with the song. You see, from I come on here, nothing. And the audience started to get, you could hear the mumbling in the audience. Like them says, what is? And trust me, I have no doubt that from that tender age, God was with me.
Yeah.
I heard the voice, a little girl, start singing.
Marcia remembers she performed a Carla Thomas, No Time to Lose, to phenomenal response from the audience. They demanded an encore, but to no avail, as she had only rehearsed one song with the band. As much as she wanted to, she could not do any more performances that day. The attention Marcia received after this auspicious debut was overwhelming. Everyone wanted to manage her, including Byron Lee's manager Ronnie Nasrallah. That same night, he took her to the studios of JBC where she made her first television debut. All in one day were the ingredients of an overnight success story which no one realized was about to happen. The rest is history, for the girl who became first the queen, the matriarch of reggae music. Marcia Lynette Griffiths, a great contributor to reggae music, is most fitting for the royal, prestigious, and respectful title of Reggae Empress. Marcia Griffiths has been performing and recording as a top-class artist for over 60 years now. She started singing professionally as a vocalist in 1964 for Byron Lee and the Dragonaires Band. Her recording years started soon after, at Coxsone Studio One, where she recorded her first hit, Feel Like Jumping. It was while recording at Studio One, she teamed up with Bob Andy on Really Together, the first of many duets that the two would record. Luckily for me, Bob Andy was always a strong and wise person, says Marcia. He was there for her in the early days and that gave her a lot of confidence. The pair then moved to the Harry J label, hitting the British, as well as the international charts with Young, Gifted and Black, and The Pied Piper, recording 2 albums of the same titles. Following that duet success, she went solo again on the High Note label with reggae's sole established female producer, Sonia Pottinger, hitting with several songs including her own original, Stepping Out of Babylon. 10 years after entering the music business, Marcia united with Judy Mowatt and Rita Marley to form the I3s as an important part of the Bob Marley entourage. Words are not enough to express my experience with the I3s and Bob Marley and the Wailers, says Marcia. What a blessing to be so privileged to have shared this experience. Currently, Marcia is the leading female artist on the reggae scene. In December 1982, she released the song Electric Boogie, which was written exclusively for her by Bunny Wailer. The song came about spontaneously after Wailer and Griffiths experimented with a rhythm box that she had purchased in Toronto earlier that year. Wailer noted that Electric Boogie was inspired by Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant, which was also released in 1982. In the first few months of 1983, the song Electric Boogie reached the top of the charts in Jamaica. Sales continued over the years, and although the 1982 version became a major hit in Jamaica for Griffiths, the song was remixed almost an entire decade later in 1989 after a Washington, D.C. disc jockey started playing it regularly, and in no time it caught on and hit the station's regular rotation list. It was this version that made the electric slide line dance an international dance craze. And as a result, the electric slide became popular all over the U.S. The song and dance have been featured on the Oprah Winfrey and Phil Donahue shows, and the video has been aired many times on the Black Entertainment TV, popularly known as BET, and several other nationwide music networks. It reached number 51 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, making it her most successful single. It is currently the highest-selling single by a female reggae singer of all time. The Honorable Marcia Lynette Griffiths. When Jamaica celebrated its 40th year of independence in 2002, Marcia received the Prime Minister's Award of Excellence. The award was presented to her as Jamaica celebrated its 40th year of independence. In 2004, Marcia celebrated her 40th year in the industry with a fundraising dinner for the Marcia Griffiths Foundation, established to raise donations to programs for women, children, and the elderly, along with music scholarships to the Edna Manley College. She has more recently had further hits with producer Donovan Germain. She was also featured on the album True Love by Toots and the Maytals, which won the Grammy Award in 2004 for Best Reggae Album, and showcased many notable musicians, including Willie Nelson, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, Trey Anastasio, Gwen Stefani, the leading vocalist and member of the band No Doubt, also with Ben Harper, Bonnie Raitt, Manu Chao, The Roots, Ryan Adams, Keith Richards, Toots Hibbert, Paul Douglas, Jackie Jackson, Ken Booth, and the Skatalites. Griffiths appeared in the 2011 documentary Reggae Got Soul, the story of Toots and the Maytals, which was featured on BBC and described as the untold story of one of the most influential artists ever to come out of Jamaica. In 2014, she was awarded the Commander Class and in 1994 the Order of Distinction, OD. Hailing from West Kingston, Jamaica, representing for the West Indies, Marcia sees her role in music as transcending mere performance. A few years ago, two people that were very ill and were passing, one of them was from Canada and wanted to meet me before he died. They flew him down to Jamaica and I met him. And just 4 days after, my eldest son called me and said that he has a friend and his father was passing. He asked that I just send a voice message to him. Sometimes I see some young pregnant mothers, and for some reason they believe if I rest my hands on their tummy, their babies will be blessed. I'm happy that's the perspective to me from others, and I will just continue to touch souls and to do whatever I can do for mankind. That is my life, because without love and truth, the world would crumbles. From the moment a baby is born and they hear music, they start moving their little bodies. Music touches the soul, which no doctor in the universe can do, she further explained. So for me, spreading love and joy to the world and to every mankind, especially to the sisters, a song like Survival is one of my favorite songs because it is relating to the sisters who are abused by men. When asked to express her opinion on female reggae vocalists, Marcia said, "It's been a rough and tough job standing up as a woman in this business. That's why my album before Land of Love, I chose to call Indomitable, which means not easily discouraged or defeated. My views on women in reggae are positive. Most of the new or upcoming female singers in reggae started out singing my songs before doing their own originals. I feel very good about that, to know that I have influenced my people positively." When asked about recordings she haven't spoken about, she mentioned that the song that I wrote for Bob Marley, He's a Legend, that was something very special for me. I hardly talk about it, but the song speaks for itself because every single word in that song is truth and reality. I remember going to someone's birthday celebration and they requested for me to do that song for him. So I said, that song was just written for one person, and I don't know if the person that you are asking me to do the song for is even worthy. It's not just singing words. It is meaningful that it has to be suitable for whoever I'm singing the song for. At a recent reggae concert in South Florida, Marcia demonstrated the same level of performance she has been known for over the years, as both a soloist and a member of different groups. She displayed, in combination with reggae rapper Cuddy Ranks, on their duet of Fire Burning, all the zeal and elements that go into reggae and dancehall music. Marcia exhibit the same exuberance when performing her international crossover hit Electric Boogie. When asked about her retirement, her answer was simply just, "There's no limit for me. I shall sing as long as I live." However, the last album she put out was in 2019 called Timeless. After looking at her success as a female artist, the answer to this question becomes obvious. Women have been oppressed across the globe for centuries, which make Mrs. Griffith's success as a female reggae artist that much more outstanding. Looking at her achievements throughout her life, starting at a young age to 60 years in the music business, the audience will understand why she is the true reggae queen. In the dynamic world of reggae, Marcia Griffiths stands tall as the Empress of Reggae, celebrating an impressive 60-year journey in the music industry. In 2024, the iconic singer had marked this remarkable milestone with an exciting array of new songs and a captivating European tour. In her impressive 60-year career, Mrs. Griffiths has fortified her icon status and continues to shape and redefine the reggae landscape. On October 16, 2023, she was awarded the Order of Jamaica, which is awarded to a Jamaican citizen of outstanding distinction, or upon any distinguished citizen of a country other than Jamaica, Griffiths is the only Jamaican female artist to receive this honor. Hailing from West Kingston, Jamaica, Marcia Griffiths sees her role in music as transcending mere performance. "I don't doubt that God gave me a talent," she shares. "I am on a mission from God. I don't just go to entertain people. I go to reach out and touch, teach, educate, and uplift." And that's the story of Marcia Lyneth Griffiths, a musical veteran, a legend, a true queen of reggae. Thanks for watching, and if you've reached this far, please leave a like and subscribe for more detailed documentaries such as this one, as it also helps with the algorithm, so I can continue to bring forth all the superstars who've helped to shape and keep Jamaican music alive for ages.